1918, Brooks County, Georgia. Hayes Turner is lynched by a white mob, accused of being involved in the murder of a white plantation owner. No trial, no evidence, just a rope. His wife Mary is 8 months pregnant, grieving, furious. She speaks out publicly against the lynching, demands the mob be arrested, threatens legal action. The mob hears about it. They decide to teach her a lesson. The next day, May 19th, 1918, a mob of several hundred men and women comes for her. They drag her to Folsom's Bridge, tie her ankles together, hang her upside down from a tree, douse her body with gasoline and oil, set her on fire. While she is still alive, still conscious, a man steps forward with a hog-splitting knife, cuts open her abdomen. Her baby falls to the ground. A mob member crushes the infant's skull with his boot. Then they riddle Mary Turner's body with hundreds of bullets, bury her and her baby in a shallow grave nearby, marked with a whiskey bottle and a cigar. This was not done in secret. Hundreds of white people watched. The Valdosta Daily Times later wrote that Mary Turner's talk had enraged local citizens, as if her murder was a reasonable response to words. 104 years after Mary Turner's murder, not one person was ever prosecuted for what happened at Folsom's Bridge. Not one.
Imagine being killed for drifting a few feet in the wrong direction while swimming. That's exactly what happened to a 17-year-old black teenager in 1919. Eugene Williams was 17 years old. Chicago, July 27, 1919. He was in Lake Michigan at the 29th Street Beach, which, by unwritten but violently enforced custom, was reserved for white swimmers. He drifted across the invisible line that separated their water from his. White men on the shore began throwing rocks at him. Eugene was struck. He drowned. When police arrived and black witnesses pointed out the man who threw the rocks, the officer refused to arrest him. Instead, he arrested a black bystander. The beach erupted. For 5 days, white mobs moved through black neighborhoods on Chicago's South Side, pulling people off streetcars, burning homes, killing anyone they found. 38 people died. 537 were injured. Over 1,000 black families lost their homes. But Chicago was not alone. That same summer, 1919, white mobs attacked black communities in more than 25 American cities. Washington, D.C., Knoxville, Omaha, Charleston, everywhere at once. The reason? Black veterans had come home from World War I, having fought and bled for this country, and they refused to go back to what it was before. They organized. They armed themselves. They fought back. And that terrified people who depended on their submission. The government commissioned a report on the Chicago riots. It found both sides at fault. It blamed black migration for creating the conditions. Not one white rioter was convicted of murder. No way this is real, but it absolutely is. Subscribe, follow, and share this with someone who values learning from the past.
Did you know the US government ran a diet experiment on an entire population and watched it fail for decades without stopping? Starting in the 1950s, Native Americans living on reservations had their traditional foods replaced by USDA commodity packages: white flour, canned meat, vegetable shortening, processed cheese, foods that were cheap, shelf-stable, and completely foreign to bodies that had eaten wild game, fish, and native plants for thousands of years. The results were catastrophic. Native Americans now have the highest rates of obesity and type 2 diabetes of any group in the United States. Some tribal communities see diabetes in more than half of their adult population. And here is the part that should make you stop. This was not an accident. The government needed to offload agricultural surplus. Reservations were a convenient destination. Food sovereignty, the ability to grow and choose your own food, was stripped away at the same time the land was. The program still runs today. This is the clearest example in American history of exactly what happens when processed food becomes the only option. And it is happening to everyone now, just more slowly.
1888, Philadelphia. The Mercury newspaper drops a bombshell expose. White doctors were systematically tanning the skin of black people, turning human flesh into leather goods. Shoes, cigar boxes, belts, purses. One physician quoted saying,
The tanned hide of an African makes the most enduring and pliable leather known to man.
He obtained the skins from black bodies dissected at Philadelphia's medical colleges. The best leather came from the thighs. Medical students displayed items made from black skin and bones, gifted them to friends who treasured them. In Mississippi, it was even more common. Wallets, razor straps, riding whips, all made from black skin. Not one doctor, not one city, an entire industry. They peeled the skin off corpses, tanned it, sold it like animal hide. No one was arrested, no one was punished. The practice continued quietly for years. 23 years after slavery was abolished, they were still wearing black bodies as shoes. The Jim Crow Museum at Ferris State University has documented this history, and most Americans have never heard of it.